People, thank you once again for this rare opportunity to share with you some nuggets of knowledge. I believe it is important for human beings to always get involved in constructive talks such as the one we usually have here. Considering that we develop knowledge by analyzing and synthesizing the information that is provided and basically questioning and understanding the concepts and ideas that are there. So today we are looking at a simple program that can be used to implement a virtual reality program. And this program is done in Unity. Remember last time I shared with you about Unity as a platform on which you can be able to develop a virtual reality game, right? So you see, a game is simply a program that you are able to do and to access some three-dimensional objects which have been created on such a platform like Unity, the one that we are discussing now. So today I want to discuss a simple program that is used to implement virtual reality as it is in a computer system or in those devices that we mentioned last time that are normally used to run the programs or to run the games that are there. So the program we are going to look at has been done using Unity. So if we cross over to this program that we are having here, you will be able to see there is the first line here written using Unity engine. Now this is a collection of classes and function. It is some sort of a library that a class created in Unity that is used to create a virtual reality program can be able to implement some functions or method from that class. So it contains classes and function. Now we have a statement on line 3 which state public class vrg grab object. Now this is the class that has been defined. This is our class. Remember, class is a template on which you can be able to define the functionality of an object, and there you can have your methods which are able to implement the properties. Now methods automatically become objects of a class, but the class itself is trying to implement a greater scope of an entity or a real world object. So all the components, all the elements are normally defined. The variables, the functions, the methods are normally defined within the class. Now this class we have is inheriting some function from mono behavior. So mono behavior provide functionality to attach script to an object. That is the main thing this mono behavior does. Now right after that, so this class here is inheriting some functionality from this other class that we have here, right? And then thereafter we have is grabbing, which is a function, not a function but a variable of a Boolean type. It is assigned false at the moment. We also have another private game object. This is a game object and it is called object grabbed. That is this is an object. It is of a game object type. Then we have a vector. We have previous control position vector. So this is also very important. So The variable is grabbing is normally used to track if an object has been grabbed, right? Then we have the second variable is used to reference the objects that is being grabbed at the moment. And then we have the third object, which is vector. Now this one here is used to reference the object that is being grabbed. Then we have this other third variable, which is called previous control position, which is used to store the position of the previous virtual reality control in the previous frame, right? Then we have a function or a method called update. Now this has got a statement, if statement. Now this if statement is used to check if an object is currently being grabbed, right? Then within the construct of the if statement, there are lines there. These three lines that are there are basically used to calculate the change in position of VR controller, right? Then we have another function which is called a grab object, which takes a parameter, game object, take that parameter, and it is called when the controller grabs an object. So it checks, and then it checks whether is grabbing variable is true or false. If it is false, it overwrites the false with true or changes the status of that variable. Then we have the last function, which is released object. Now this one is called when the controller releases an object, and therefore when the controller releases an object, this function is called, and at that moment the is grabbing variable is now assigned to false again, and also object being grabbed is assigned to null. So that is the function of that simple method called release object. So in this class of ours, we have three methods or three functions which are performing different functions at different moment in time during the execution of a program. So as you can see, our class is able to inherit from another class known as mono behavior, and therefore we also have a Unity engine which constitute of classes and functions which can be called upon at any instance within the class that we have. So that is it. So this is a simple implementation of a virtual reality programming codes or scripting, or script rather, that you can be able to refer to if you are into virtual reality and you want to understand the nitty-gritties of these systems that we are always talking about. So this is what I'd promised you. I believe this knowledge is going to help you understand how programming virtual reality and also what we call machine learning can work in tandem to bring forth something that is able to change our status as a society and bring forth dividend that all of us are going to enjoy. So thank you and see you next time.